What's up guys, Scopetactics here with another World of Tanks tank review for you. Today we're looking at the Tier 6 premium German tank destroyer, the Dicker Max, or, as known in other languages, Fat Max. So first off, let's look at this beast in the tech tree to see how much it's going to set you back. Where is it? There it is. So 3,200 gold. So although it's a very good price for such a good tank destroyer, I'd recommend waiting until a 30% off sale. That's what I did with mine. Anyway, onto the stats. 550 HP, not really an essential stat when you take into account that you're not meant to be seen in this thing. Which can be difficult because for a TD, where it fires it doesn't really keep its camera rating as well as others. It's pretty slow, although it says it has a 40 km/h speed limit. Don't expect to go much faster than 30. The traverse speed is okay, but, well, it's okay on paper, but in my experience I found it to be pretty slow. So maybe instead of putting camouflage on my driver, I should have put clutch brake in. The armor is nothing special, especially at tier 6. That's not going to stop a thing. Yeah, but your mantlet might bounce something, but that's if you're very lucky. Gun traverse speed doesn't really matter. 400 meter view range, which is excellent. I highly recommend using that to your advantage, and a 620 meter signal range, which is less important but still advantageous. So now let's have a quick look at the gun, since that's the main part of a TD. So it's a 10.5 cm cannon, which is huge for a tier 6. Well, I guess unless you drive in the Russian tanks. It's huge for a TD of any other nation. So it's got 6.45 rounds per minute base at 100% crew, 169mm of penetration, or 227mm with the APCR, and 300 damage, 0.36 accuracy, which is pretty damn good, and a 2.3 second aiming time. So the stats of the gun are pretty damn good, similar to the KV5 or the T150's gun in fact, only with better stats. So in my experience, I've stopped playing this TD for a while now, I've been moving on to other things. But when I was playing it often, I had a medium caliber tank gun rammer, an enhanced gun lane drive and binoculars. I didn't find the camo net was worth its slot when hiding me from enemies. So I took that off. As you can see in my loadout, I don't have any APCR because in my experience I didn't really need them. Maybe against the occasional tier 8, but 169mm of penetration is usually more than enough, if you know where to shoot. Moving on to the crew. Bring up all your personal files as usual. At the moment you can see I've got everybody trained in camouflage. So I'd recommend camouflage for nearly every crew member if you don't have a skill that you want initially. For the loader I'd definitely go with camouflage first. I don't even know if I'd switch it out for anything. Radio operator. Either situational awareness or camouflage, either one of them is good. They're both skills. The driver. Instead of camouflage, I should probably have gone with clutch braking. Nothing else is really handy. The gunner. Deadeye is very good, but that's a perk, so I'd recommend taking camouflage until you reach 100%, then swapping camouflage out for Deadeye if you want to use it. Snapshot, I'm not really sure. I don't think that works with tank destroyers. I'm not sure, I'll have to look into that. And last but not least, the commander. Definitely want to stick with camouflage. Your first crew skill, you're going to want to swap it out for a 6th sense on a commander. Then recon, or mentor, and camouflage. But you definitely want 6th sense. So you're in 6th sense and as your second crew skill, either camouflage or recon. Recon is a skill as well, so that'll go well with the binoculars and the situational awareness. So that was a pretty damn quick breakdown of the tank, if I do say so myself. Before I jump into the replay, there is one or two things I want to mention. I know I haven't put up a video for ages, and that's partly because of my current workload. Nothing to do with my videos, of course, and that can't be helped. But what I'm suggesting is you guys upload your replays to worldoftanksreplays.com. Send me a link. You only need to upload the raw replay file. There's no need for any video editing software, recording software, nothing like that. It's completely free. You log in with your World of Tanks account. You upload your replay. You send me a link to your replay. I download it, and I commentate over it. And if it's long enough, or good enough rather, I'll put it into its own video and upload it, giving you full credit. All I'm going to be doing is talking over it. I can't take any of the glory over it, because I simply don't have enough time to produce the footage myself. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, send me a link via YouTube PM, or if needs be, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll set up a alternate Gmail account specifically for this. And it doesn't matter if the replay's, long or short, spectacular or bad. I don't really bother with the stats. I'll be interested to see you guys' playstyles and stuff like that. Of course, I know I'm not the best player, so I can't really expect much from me. Any tier 1, tier 10, I know a fair, well, I don't like to brag, but I know my fair share about every tank in the game. So I like to do my research before I go head to head in these things. Oh, point number 2. A useful tool is the World of Tanks Tank Inspector program, which I have downloaded, but it's not as nice to view the tank in that than in the garage. But it does show the armor values depending on where you're looking at the tank from. But I thought there's no point to do that in this video anyway, even though it would have been good to test, because the Dicker Max doesn't really have much armor. Anyway, that's enough rabbiting on. Let's jump into the replays. Oh, and just a quick note. After the replays, I'll be saying goodbye. I won't jump back to the garage, because that's just too much of a pain. Anyway, on to the replay. And here we are on mines in a standard battle. I'm platooned up with my friend in a Jagdpanzer IV. And we are top tier. So it's looking pretty good initially for us. You can see that fantastic German camouflage on the Dicker Max there. Definitely one of my favourites. So the enemy team, not too many tanks that are initially appear as threatening or worrisome. Obviously the KV-1S, but when isn't that tank worrisome? 2 Cromwells in a platoon, which could potentially be quite devastating. Anyway, I decided at the beginning of the game the best place to go is probably up on this hill. Try to utilise my binoculars and my good view range to cover the middle road. And it seems a lot of other tanks have the same idea. I was initially confused by why the KV-1 came up here, until I realised he probably had the stock gun. It looks like it anyway. What is that, a 76mm gun, I think, something like that? It's not very big. So we're in position, binoculars are kicked in. And if we go forward a little bit, we do have shots on the island as well. Trying to get shots on the middle road here, help out whatever tanks we have over there, but to no avail. Trying to get shots on this Cromwell here to help out my platoon mate. Oh, he's getting there. Miss our shot in the Cromwell there. Go for another one. Looking back at this now, it just hits the rock in the way. I can see that now. Desperately trying to hit this guy. Shoot again and bounce. But I think we do finally get the kill. A lot of wasted shots there. Got got a Churchill 3 and a Valentine pushing down the middle road. With KV1S on full health there at the moment. That Churchill 3 could prove to be a problem. He will be taken out. I'm still keeping an eye on the islands because there's not much standing between us and them at the moment. Get a shot to the flat 300 damage on the gun. And there's a T-49 which is very dangerous, so we'll try and take him out. Get a good shot at 294. And there's yet another T-49. But we decided to shoot a Valentine instead, which is a much less dangerous opponent. And he gets out of sight just before we reload. But I think we do actually manage to pick him off. Cromwell's back there. I'm trying to rush across before he gets shot, which is probably not the worst idea, but then he stops in the middle. Now Hamel takes him out. I gotta give a shout out to this Hamel. That was a nice shot. Yeah, the Hamel on our team played a great game. And we start getting hit here. I don't know whether that was a T-49 who might have spotted us. Right, just quickly try and get behind the rock. Away from that Churchill 3 in his DPS. Artillery, I think, just hit the KV-1S for a fairly sizable amount. Good shot on the T1 Heavy by our artillery. We try and finish him off, but he gets killed by the Hummel just before we do. Churchill 3 is still there on full health. Looking for shots on the middle road at the moment. I think the islands are clear. Just gotta watch out for the eastern flank. I tell our KV1S to fall back because I don't want him to die, but he doesn't seem to want to listen, or unless I can't see otherwise he can't fall back. Miss our shot on the KV1S, which could have been really beneficial there. Our artillery misses too. And at this point my marksmanship isn't really doing me justice, or this tank justice. I'm buggering up a lot of my shots. We do get a quick shot on the KV1S, and the S-35CA, the bathtub of doom, sets him on fire. Just quickly try and get behind the rock because I'm sure they're going to be coming from the town now, as opposed to the middle road. Now we wiped most of them out. There's 2 artillery left, a KV-1, which is not too much of a threat, and the Nashorn. There's the KV-1. Some full health, but that still shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm just trying to get shots on it at this point. I don't know whether this birch gun is calling our team tomatoes or theirs. He died fairly early on, didn't he? Oh, that's why he's still here. He's platooned up with the bathtub. Just waiting for the KV-1 to come out at this point. Trusting the other flank, well, the spotting on the other flank to a KV-1, but I'm not feeling too confident myself. That Nashorn will tear him apart if he gets a chance. So we need to stick together at this point to at least spot them for the artillery. Especially the Hummel. I feel like he's become a reliable player. Now we play the waiting game. It will pay off because, you know, I can always outweight somebody else. Unless I know that they're not going to come out. I can outweight somebody else who is clearly itching for a fight. Obviously this guy's only a tier 5. He gets destroyed. Well done to our artillery there. Obviously we got a shot off as well, so the artillery might not have killed him with just his own shot, but we need all the damage we want as well, because more damage equals more credits. And this is a great money maker. And I see our KV-1 got destroyed there, so I've got a fairly good idea that the Nashorn is on either the central or the back island of binoculars. There's no way you could have got him from the middle road of the hill. And I don't know why the Chinu is pointing out the eastern side of the map, as there's clearly nobody there. The artillery wouldn't have shots on us from around there, really. Well, at this point we're just waiting and trying out our luck, trying to play defensively and seeing if the Nashorn wants to come out to play, but considering he's got 3 kills. Well, there he is, we spotted him. I think we just pull back now and just try and get our artillery to do the work. Using the rocks and the corpse of my dead platoon mate as cover. The Hummel certainly knows he's there. But then something confuses me. Surely that can't be the Hummel that's charging down the middle road with the Bathtub of Doom. No, it's the AMX. I found this strange in the game. I thought, why in the artillery at this point in the game would you decide to bum rush? Surely you would follow the movements of your teammates and cover them as soon as they spot an enemy, because you'll already be aimed in their general direction. And I don't know what he's expecting me to do, whether he wants me to charge out and just take a shot. But their Hummel destroyed our Hammer, and now it's looking pretty grim. The Hummel on their team is sitting on 4 kills, so I know he's definitely the artillery to be reckoned with. So I'm just trying to play it defensively here. I know he hasn't got shots on me as long as I stay by this house. I thought that bush might provide me with some cover so I can use my binoculars to spot him if he gets a bit impatient. Maybe our French artillery did actually do the right thing by moving there, as he still has shots on the Nashorn. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way. So still looking out for him. I actually forget what happens in this game now, it's been a few days. I think our artillery gets him, I don't think we do. I think we get 1 shot into him. Yep, 1 shot for 309, just over half his health. And he pulls back. And our artillery finishes him off. Gotta give the props to our artillery this game. So now is the time to charge in. Our artillery is getting very ballsy. I didn't realise our tank destroyer, our Bathtub of Doom, has actually made it all the way to the enemy base and is capturing. So I'm thinking that's gonna turn out one of 2 ways. Or one of 3 actually. Either the enemy are most of the way to our base and are going to try to counter-cap, which is definitely unlikely since we haven't seen any and their artillery. Or they're hiding at the back of the map, either just waiting for the battle to finish, or they are going back to base to reset, which this guy is doing. I pull off a clutch shot before we fully aim because I want to get as much damage off as I can. We've only got 8 shells left. I think the Dicker Max only carries 26, and we're looking for that Hummel, who I guessed was in K1. Coming very close to the end of the game. There's the Hummel. Try and wait it out as much as I can, and there's our final kill. So we ended that game on 4 kills, and that was my Mastery Badge Ace Tanker Badge in the Dicker Max. I forget the actual score, but I'll try and I'll try and remember and put it in the comments, actually. As I said earlier, well, that's the end of the replays anyway, but as I said earlier, if you've got any replays you want to send in, you want me to commentate over, feel free to send them to me via YouTube PM through World of Tanks Replays. And I'll be getting another one of these out shortly. They should be going up later today. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. I hope the replay was useful. Please leave feedback in the comments so I can apply that to my next video. I've been Scopetactics, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.